Haha! Here we are! Christmas special! This is weird doing individual episodes with inside the series, but who cares? It helps me out a lot to section out what's really important to talk about, and the Snowmen is a Christmas special into itself with inside the series, which is kind of crazy. Making a 14 episode thing. I'm rambling, I'm gonna stop. Christmas special, Snowmen. It's actually pretty exciting. Another favorite episode of mine. And what makes it so good? Everything. The characterization is actually not that bad. We have a very down and out 11th Doctor who's kind of tired of losing people at this point. I mean, considering his long life, he's like, can I just have someone that can last just a little bit longer and not deal with them so tragically? But this is actually where the Doctor is giving up. He's not being the Doctor, he's just being whiny face poo-poo head over there. And thus in steps Jenna Louise Coleman as Clara Oswald. And she already has a little bit of mystery surrounding her thus far. And will I tell you? A little bit. Basically, at this point, Clara Oswald has actually already met the Doctor once before. There's a little bit of a soft mystery to this. Like, the interaction that they had once before is here again, and it brings up a lot of questions. And what makes it interesting is that the Doctor still doesn't know that he had met her once before. So here's my review for Clara. Clara Oswald has a little bit more than just a mystery to her, as she actually brings a lot of flavor to companions in general. She doesn't have much of a personal life just yet, so it makes it easier for us to latch onto her just based on her attitude towards the situation, her wit as when she sees things that are going down. She has some smarts to her. She's a stronger character than I would say Amy was, not saying that Amy was a bad companion. Clara is very interesting to me because not only is she a great companion for the Doctor, but she's also determined to be her own sense of identity inside this. So when she travels with the Doctor, she's not always a waste of space. She does various things, kind of like Rose. Now, besides the Doctor being down and out and Clara coming in to kind of bombard in his life, being curious about him, they both face a very interesting situation where the snow, that's right, I said the snow, starts to take shape on its own and psychically links you to them, and that's how they gain their power. There's actually a thing called the Great Intelligence that is controlling the snow in terms of having an interesting takeover with snowmen. But the Greater Intelligence has some mystery in its presence, and it's followed by a man who is just driven by hate and despair on things that he just doesn't quite understand. So when he's doing all this, it just happens to mold very well into the Doctor and Clara doing things to kind of avert this crisis. Unfortunately, some aspects are a little bit underused, like the main entity that controls the snowman, not the Greater Intelligence I'm talking about, but this big snow globe that connects everything. It's played by Ian McKellen, which is awesome, but he's a little underused. He's just a voice, and not much is really happening with it. Dr. Simeon, he does have kind of a presence where he's very brooding, very stoic, and just he is who he is. Again, a little underused. You're not quite sure where he's coming from. There wasn't enough development, let alone when he executes his plans of what he's doing. Doesn't exactly go anywhere just yet. And of course, when I say just yet, that means he is actually coming back. Later on in the show, he does. Overall, great stuff. This is one of those episodes that I can't necessarily give a rating for because it's still part of the overarching series. So, you get the rating later. But, of course, this ends my review for the Snowmen of the Doctor Who Series 7. Thank you guys so much for watching. And, of course, until next time.